All right, perfect. We are now streaming live onto our YouTube channel. If you do not know our YouTube channel, it is called the Crypto Ambassadors. You could visit, like, and subscribe. The previous trainings that we do, we have made sure that we put these previous trainings onto our YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel is called Crypto Ambassadors. Free to Feel free to visit the board to get yourself or maybe one of the latest videos that we have done, the trainings that we do. If you miss out a training, especially these that we do, please feel free to come here maybe on the live sessions and be able to pick up maybe how to share the Royalq opportunity, or maybe BTC and BTC accumulation, the compensation plan, signals and presets, right? The women in the vision crypto, neuro use orientation, robotic settings, and question and answer, how to create your own trading strategy. Okay, we have been able to team building skills, understanding trading indicators in Royalq. I'm repeating it again. A live training on using Royalq, Royalq signals and presets. We have really done a lot of these classes. The leader stage in Royalq, the anatomy of a candle, the power of BTC, the compensation plan. We have really done more trainings, and we believe to be able to do more in the coming future. How to buy USDT from Binance, okay, how to set a signal, okay, right. All these we have been able to do them. So they could give you 2 years anniversary. They could give you all this knowledge that you need. How to compound, how to set a signal and compound your money. The 3% 300x challenge, Hobby API binding, Binance API binding, Bybit by API binding, introduction to Royalq, different success stories all over the world. All the information has been provided here, so feel free to visit our YouTube channel and be able to get glimpse. Since we started Royalq on November, sorry, in 2021, we have been able to continue to provide these videos that maybe could allow you have a clear picture about the opportunity. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our morning business presentation. My name is Julius Kabanda, and I'll just create some co-hosts, some leaders on the call, just to back me up if anything happens. But it's really a palm-pleasing pleasure to have you. I want to respect, if I get started, different leaders on the call from different teams all over the world. Thank you for making it a decision to be here. V5s on the call, V4s on the call, V3s on the call, V2s on the call, different training coaches from different teams all over the world. We have different teams all over the world that are working with us. I've been able to see Coach Manish that comes from Royalq Academy that is based that side of India. So happy to have with us this morning. I've been able to learn my glimpse to Leader Preshi, one of our amazing leaders from that side of South Africa, and Coach Mopiwa. Happy to have you on our call tonight. I've been able to respect the presence of Leader Campus, one of our staunch leaders from that side of Ghana. Happy to have you, sir, onto our call tonight. Okay, I'll just mention a few if I'm able to see some of the people. I've been able to see Mr. Evander Kenneth. Happy to have you with us. Okay, I've seen my V5, Mr. Mudu from that side of South Africa. Happy to have you, sir, on the call. I've been able to see Madam Sheila Mativengi, my mother from that side of Zimbabwe. Happy to see you onto our call tonight. I've been able to see Mr. Wafula Crispus from that side of Dubai and UAE. Happy to have you onto our call tonight. My brother Makivenge Katungwa, my friend from that side of Dubai and UAE, happy to have you on the call. I've been able to see Leader Saul Evitu, one of our staunch, perfect, amazing trader and a team builder from that side of Dubai and UAE. Happy to have you onto our call tonight. I've been able to make a few shout outs, and I believe those that have not, please feel at home. but you are most welcome onto our call for today. My name is Julius. I've seen Leader Hanix, one of our V3s from that side of Kampala. I've seen Leader Shem from that side of Kisumu in Kenya. Happy to have you on the call. I've seen Leader Nagawa Karo from that side of Saudi Arabia. Happy to have you onto our call tonight. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's call. And it's a pleasure to have you all here. I've seen, my sister Florence Susan from that side of, we were able to meet that side of Kisumu. Happy to have you into our call. I've seen my friend Anthony Mendy from Dubai and UAE, but coming from that side of Gambia. Happy to have you onto our call tonight. I've seen a digital money maker from that team led by one of the staunch leaders. They call themselves Activated Royalq team members. Thank you for the work you are doing. We really appreciate. Having made those few shout outs, ladies and gentlemen, if I've not been able to shout your name, forgive me. Maybe I may not be able to know you personally, but with time, we shall be able to speak the same language. Welcome, everybody. Now, before I get started, what is your question? What do you want to ask? Anything to deal with trading Royalq specifically before I pick up my topic that I want to discuss this morning? Okay, so some few questions in the chat. I've been in floating loss with the Litecoin for 3 months, and it gives me serious headache. Okay, so if you are on floating loss, you have two main things you can do. I'll share my screen and be able to share, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on floating loss, what are you supposed to do when you are on floating loss? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. But the business is still paying because different people have different capital. So if I have a floating loss, for example, I am floating on this coin called Acro with a position amount of 1,821 with a floating loss of $559. So what am I supposed to do if I want to get out of this floating loss? The first step, ladies and gentlemen, the first step is basically to open this coin. Come on trade settings, and if I had I had only 11 or 14 margin calls, I would decide to lower my first buying amount to $10. Then I say, how many more margin calls do I want to open? For example, if I have $100 that I want to use to open more margin calls, I will divide this $100 by my first buying amount, which is 10. So it will be 10 margin calls. So if it has already bought, now it has bought 14. So I'll just go to my calculator and I say 14 plus 10, which is 24. So I will increase my margin call limit to 24. I will change my first buying amount to $10. Then I come on the margin configuration. So the margin configuration. So I want from the current price. Let's get back to Royalq. From the current price, I'll ask myself, what is the current price of this coin right now? It is 0.01280. Okay, so that is the current price. Okay, so I get here and I say 0.01280. If this coin goes down by 10%, it means it will go to 0.00152. Okay, so now I can now go to this graph here and I look at Acro in the 1-day time frame to get a clear picture. So I say that if this coin in the 1 day, it gets to this price, okay, 0.01152. Let me look at it in the 1-day time frame. It means it will be around here. Where? Around there. So it means this coin still has power to still continue going down a little bit. So I will say, no, let me go 20%. If I'm okay with 20%. So I'll keep it at 20% dip. So that is how I feel that I'll be okay. So now I come to my Royalq. I come to my Royalq, I tap on trade settings, and I open 10 margin calls. With the first buying amount, I lower it to $10. Then I come down and I say, from the 15th call, whenever the market, let me say, drops one, it buys one time because it will be $10. It drops one time, that is 2. It drops one time, that is 3. It drops one time, that is 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it drops one time, that is 5 times. Now I'm remaining with 5. So what I'm going to do, this 5, since I want a 20%, I will now go and say when it drops 2 times, 2%, another 2%, that is 4. 4 plus 5, that is 9. Then another 2%, that is 6 plus 4, which is 10. And I want 20%. So I'll give a 5 drop here and a 5 drop here. So according to my feeling, when this coin from where it is, it drops 5%, let the robot put in $100 more and buy the dip. Then I'll save. That is how you overcome floating loss. That's the first step. You overcome floating loss. You overcome floating loss by opening more margin call. The other thing you need to make sure that your strategy mode is in the sub-bin mode, real-time settlement, so that the robot will continue to buy and sell repeatedly. Have I answered you? Have I answered you? The person who had a question of floating loss. The person who had a question of floating loss. Okay, let me get back. Okay. Hi, Leader Julius. I want to know if you're picking a coin by yourself. How do you know that how do you know if you have to put a preset price? Okay, we're gonna look at that. Please, Leader, teach me about Royalq indicators. Okay, I will do that. That's my main topic for today. Okay, all right. Someone said, okay, maybe. Okay, how to trade futures with Royalq. Not now. I don't think I need to go into futures because people are so far still failing to win the spot market. Okay, what if you have already have 10 as your first buying amount? Yes, if you have already 10 as your first buying amount, you can just open more margin call. Okay, someone says don't go fast. Maybe you came late. I was specifically answering someone's question, but let me repeat. How do you overcome floating loss? The best strategy to overcome floating loss is to open margin call. Okay. The best strategy to overcome floating loss is to open margin call. So I'm floating on Acro. What is floating loss? By the way, what is floating loss? What is floating loss? Floating loss is unrealized loss. Okay, it's unrealized loss. What happens? The price of the coin, your average price, or the price of this asset keeps on going down, but you maintain the number of coins you have bought. You only go into real loss when you personally tap on the sell icon here and sell the coin. But if you don't, according to my experience, every coin that goes down always recovers. But is it possible to be making money as you are in floating loss? Yes. The first step you need to do is to have more money. So for example, if I have $100 that I want to put in Acro to buy more, what am I supposed to do if I'm already on floating loss? I just tap on trade setting. I lower my first buying amount, maybe to $10. And I say, I want to buy one time, 10 times. And that is why it's $100. So now, from the current price where the market is, how deep do I want to go? Then I say, I want to go 20%. So I'm going to open more 10 margin calls, but the drop size will be 20%. So if I had 14, because it has so far bought 14, I'll just add on more 10 so they become 24. Then I open up. I say, from the 15th call to the 20th, those are 10 margin calls. Up to the 24th, those are 10 margin calls. I want to buy 20% deep because the coin is misbehaved. So what I will do, I will say the first call drop, it may be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then I increase it to 2. This is 6 plus 4, that is 10. Then this, I make it 5, 5. So this is 5, 5. So that is 20%. So whenever the market is dropping, let the robot be putting in one time, which is strictly $10. Then I confirm. I'll leave the distributed take profit as it is, because from margin call number 4, up to 999 margin call, each call is independent. It means it can give its own take profit. It means each call can give its own take profit. So basically, that is where I will be able to put my focus. So I will leave it as it is, but I will take advantage. I will take advantage of this by keeping it around 0.3. And I will take advantage of this by giving it around 0.3. If you don't understand these two, then mainly I think, is it Monday, is it Tuesday, where we go into details of this. But you just need to understand what this means. This means that the first 4 margin calls that the robot bought, this will be their take profit. Okay, so when the market rises by 3% and tries to go down by 0.3, the robot will sell and give us that profit. Why do I increase it to 0.3 if I'm already on floating loss? My goal is that if the market rises by 3%, and maybe it goes down by 0.2, let the robot not sell. Let the robot not sell. Let the market still rally up, and let it only sell when the market drops by 0.3%. So this is important because it gives you ability to enjoy the leverage of the market. That in case the market doesn't drop by 0.2, drops by 0.2, not 0.3, let the robot not sell. So I can set a 3% take profit, and the robot gives me a 10% take profit. The same institution, I have the same mind I have on the 4 margin calls, is the same mind I travel from margin call number 5 and below here. What is the goal? When the market drops on the distributed take profit allocation, which is this arrow, when the market drops by 1.3, it rises by 1.3. On margin call, let me say 14. It has bought with $10 because it's the capital I have. If I have more capital, I could think differently. So I have $10. The market rises by 1.3. I don't want my robot to sell, right? Unless the market goes down by 0.3. So if it goes down by, let me say, by 0.1, the robot will not sell. The market will rally again. So instead of me getting 1.3, I could get myself a 5% take profit. Now, 2, since I have little capital, the question is, do I want my robot to be buying $10 first? If it is okay with me, I can make it that, or I can make it around 0.01, so that my robot buys my $10 very fast, and I can be able to enjoy the trade. Main factor, I will never switch on the AI margin call. 2 factor, I will never switch on the open position double. I save and confirm. Then I switch on the margin calls. I make sure they are on too. I work on the strategy mode. What is the strategy mode? The robot has 3 selling strategies. 1, it can sell everything you have bought at once. But if this robot buys 4 margin calls, maybe you can only change when it buys only 4. You can only change when it only buys 4. But if it buys more than 4, it buys 5, you can never change the strategy mode. Now, what are these strategy mode? All warehouse mode. Even if the robot has bought 14 times, it will wait for the market to sell my take profit of 3%. That is here on the whole warehouse mode. But if I put in the sub-bin mode, this one, it means that when the robot will sell margin call number 15, it will return my capital, but not my profit. It will use my profit to try to pull this average price closer to this current price, closer to that current price. But the big question is if you are trading with $10, this will have little effect to that. That's why I advise this one, sub-bin mode real-time settlement always, if you're not trading with big capital, so that when it sells number 15, it returns your profit. It sells number 16, it returns your profit. It sells number 17, it returns your profit. Hope that question has been answered. How to handle floating loss. Don't switch on the AI margin call because you give the robot the power to know when to buy for you. So the most thing is the robot to follow your instruction. Sometimes the AI margin call delays, sometimes the AI margin call buys. So because of that delaying period it creates, it is important for you to keep the AI margin call off. You say the sub-bin mode, why not just the sub-bin mode with more margin calls? Because if you're buying with little money, it will not be able to pull the average price closer to the current price. I hope I've answered these questions. How to handle floating loss. Okay, so now I'll go to the next. I'll pick the first questions that came first. If I'm not able to answer all of them, well and good, I'll pick those that entered first and created their questions. This one I've answered, this one I've answered, this I've answered, this one I've answered. What doesn't mean when the average price, when the average loss? I don't understand your question. So what doesn't mean when the average loss keeps on decreasing? I don't understand. Please, could you rephrase your question? Okay, as now let me go to my topic, since I've now been able to answer your question. Now let me go to my topic for today in the last 30 minutes. As why is it that some coins, when set and try to set in the sub-bin mode, it doesn't allow? If, for example, look at this, guys. Let me go to if I try to choose the whole warehouse mode, it has already bought more times. If it buys more than 4, you can't. That's why when it buys 4, change the strategy mode first after putting. So here, if I try to return it there, it can't. You see, I can't return it to this, but I can change it to this. But I can't return it to this because it has already bought more than 4, but I don't want it into this. I've explained these 3. Okay. Right. Another question, if I go to my lesson for today. Drop your question if I go to my question for today. What will profit will the bot give you if your whole position take profit is 0.01 when the distributed callback is 0.1? Your whole position take profit callback. You just need to understand what is whole position take profit callback. And what is the advantage of putting in a small or putting in a big? That's all. So let me get back to the robot. Look here. Let's use this example. If my take profit here is 3%, it means that when the market rises by 3% and tries to go down by 0.3, what will happen? The robot will sell. So if it happens, it means my profit will be 3.01 minus 0.3, which will be around, I think, 2.7, 2.9, something like that, 2.7, something like that. But if I put a 0, what is the advantage, by the way? The advantage is that if the market rises by 3.01 and goes down, let me say, by 0.2, the robot will not sell. the market can rally again. So I can take 5% instead of me 3%. But if I put a 0.01, like the one we give, this is strictly that we need this 3% as our take profit. The market rises by 3.01 and goes down by 0.01, let the robot sell. So you'll get your 3%. The same effect there is the same effect here. Sorry, the sub position take profit callback, this one. So if I want to get more profit out of a pumping coin, I just raise my take profit callback. Like here, I want to, when this coin will be pumping, I can put a 0.5. I want my robot to give me significant profit. So when the market rises by 3% and goes down by 0.5, sorry, 0.4, it will not sell. So I could get a 10% instead of a 3%. Have I answered you? When there is a sale in the sub-bin mode, does the robot return the profit alone, or the profit and the capital is used? No, it only returns the capital. It does not return the profit. It returns the capital. It does not return the profit. The profit is used to move the average price closer to your current price. That's why I recommend sub-bin mode real-time settlement, especially if you don't have big capital. When we set our first buying amount to be 20 in our template, when we choose my sales strategy setting, the first buying amount remains 12. Yes, you need to edit because you need to edit. You need to edit. You need to edit. You need to edit it back to 20 before you save, because it refuses. For example, you need to edit it back to 12 before it refuses. For example, I'm getting to my topic, so I may not handle so much questions. If you don't drop them again, fast now. I'll return. For example, okay, if I create a strategy, this, and I like it's here, and I pick a coin to trade. Like people who love to pick the most negative coins. Oh, this one performed well yesterday. You don't need to trade it today. But maybe I pick this coin and I trade. And I try to enter these settings. When I try to save and confirm, sometimes to some people this remains 12. So you need to edit again and make it 20. I hope that is clear. Then you save. So I'm on a floating loss, but the average price loss keeps on decreasing from -7 to -3. Yes, it means that the coin goes up and goes down again. It goes up and goes up again. When there is a sell in the sub-bin mode, does the robot? But I've answered you this. I don't know why you are repeating it again. I've answered you this. I don't know why you are repeating it again. I think I've answered you this. I told you the robot does not return the profit in the sub-bin mode. What happens when I sell my coins in Binance? When you sell your coins in Binance when I'm using Royalq, it will give an abnormal operation. And if you do it 3 times, you lose your Royalq account. You will be banned from the system because you are trying to become a thief. So when you do it, Brianna, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Sorry. That's why I stay home. Don't cry. Oh. Sorry, guys. Oh. Yes, Leader Shem, could you please ask your question?
Okay, thank you, my leader, for the moment. I hope you can hear me. I want to get some clarification. You see, when the robot is buying margin call between over 5 all the way to 999, we have our settings there that maybe when it drops by 1%, you buy this, drops by 1%, you buy this. But then again, when we are coming into taking profit while in the dip, we are setting the robot that if the market rises by 1.3% and tries to drop by 0.3%, it gives us the profit. Kindly make me understand between the two that maybe when the market is falling, the robot uses the margin calls to buy, but while it is coming up and making a profit, it uses the distributed take profit allocation.
So what is your question?
To understand that that is how.
Because basically the whole position take profit settings are for margin calls. They're for margin calls. For margin call number 5 and below, the take profit settings are on the distributed take profit allocation.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
It is clear. I hope it was your question. That's what you wanted to confirm, right?
Yeah, to clarify that is how it is.
Yes, and that's why we usually advise you not to set a high distributed take profit allocation so that you don't miss out on profit. You can just increase the fallback. So from margin call number 5, let me share my screen. Call number 5, the profit that each call is independent. Okay, let me explain. When the robot buys call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, whatever it has bought, its take profit is this. Sometimes that's why when you set a coin, the robot might buy only call 1. The market rises, it gives you this. When it has not dipped, sometimes it could buy 1, 2, and 3. It will sell all these first 3 and give you the profit of this. If it buys all the 4, then it will give you the profit of this. But from margin call number 5, the take profit settings are these ones.
Okay.
The profit set margin call number 5. That's why we would love you to keep them at 1.3 so that you don't miss out on the volatility of the coin. For example, the robot might buy call number 6, right? The market rises, it gives you 1.3, and still it buys again call number 6 again. So it can buy call number 6 100 times, depending on the momentum of the market, and still sell 1.3 repeatedly, those 100 times, before the market rises to sell for you margin call number 1 up to 4. Is it clear now?
Yes, leader. It is clear now.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Let me go now to my topic for today. Someone says, what happens when I sell the coins? Royalq will derive 6%. Okay. Yeah, your account will be suspended. Thank you so much, Coach Manish. Okay, now I have a question. And I would love to have an answer from you guys. Is it important when trading cryptocurrencies to be patient? Because there's a big problem all over the people that are using trading, that if someone picks a coin maybe for 1 week, I want to share some testimonies I've seen in the group to this platform before I go to my sharing in the next 15 minutes. I'll keep it too short. Let me see, I've seen some testimonies in the group, and I was able to ask a question in the system, so promising. Now, this one is happy because he's making money, but there will be times when he's not. But let me use these examples. Is $31 2 weeks, but I've seen this one from. I joined Royalq on the 14th of August. I was excited. I took my first trade with Pressy, with leader Pressy. It was late. Was no signal, so we took the most coin. Boy, oh, fortunately, I trader sold today. Imagine someone who joined the business on the 14th and his trader sold today and has been able to make $10. I think there should be ability of patience while trading. So I have a question before I go to my last topic of sharing today. Is patience while trading an important requirement, especially if someone doesn't have big capital? Because if you don't have big capital, you get limited, you get tied on one coin, you will not be able to diversify. Let me know in the chat. Is it important for someone to be patient while trading? I'm waiting for your answers. Is it important? Is it important? Someone saying, what happens when you put, let me see this, when you put the first buying amount small or big, how does that affect your profit? And what is your advice on how someone should set? Okay, right, I answer that as my last question, and then I go to my topic. Okay, now let's look at this, guys. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this, guys. Okay. What is Royalq? Why is it that someone should use Royalq than to use an exchanger to trade? Because that should be the game changer. Okay. Why should I use Royalq? Why should I use Royalq than me to use my why should I use Royalq than me to use my Binance exchanger to trade? Okay, when trading in Binance, we use what we call limit orders. Okay, I think I'll spend some time when use exchanges. We use what we call limit orders. Limit orders is this. Let me try to show you guys. Okay, so here's my Binance, and I want to trade on my Binance. Okay, I want to answer your question. So I come on markets. Can you see my screen? I don't know. I don't think my screen is shared. I don't think my screen is shared. Let me. No. Can you see my screen? Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, why is it important to trade on Royalq than in Binance? So I come here on Binance and I want to trade. Okay, so I tap on markets and I want to trade the spot market because I know most of you we have now the features. So here are feature trades. So I want to trade markets. I don't want to trade features. But when we shall come to talk about feature trades, we shall discuss that, but not now, guys. Okay, not now. But at the right time, I believe we are gonna come and discuss. I want to trade spot, but I want to trade on Binance. I want to give Binance versus using the robot, or trading on an exchanger versus using the robot. Okay, let me say I want to trade Bitcoin on my Binance account. So I'll tap on Bitcoin. There are indicators as you see, and I'll tap on, first and foremost, I'll tap on the buy icon that I want to buy. So when I want to buy, what you will see are the okay. I wanted Binance to okay. What you see, guys, here. What you see here are people pressing in their orders. Can we see this, guys? what we see are people pressing in their orders. Okay, these are buy orders. Okay, you know, you want to trade, you want to put in the right buy order. These are orders that people are trying to press in, that when Bitcoin gets at this price, that's when it should buy. So you want to press in the a good price. Okay, so I'll enter and say I want Bitcoin buy at 2,600. Okay, how much of your capital do you want to use? They will ask, how much? Do you want to use 25%, 50, 100? Then you say, I want to use 100 of my money. Then when you tap the buy order, what will happen? Binance will buy an order and it will appear here. So when the price will come down to here, automatically Binance will buy. So it means that if the price doesn't touch this, the robot will not buy. Sorry, Binance will not buy. But when you are using the robot, you have power to say, I want to put in $10 whenever the market drops by 1%. Give me one in the chat if you have understood fast before I go to the sell orders. Give me one in the chat if you have understood that before I go to the sell orders. Give me one in the chat. Have we got the difference between using the robot to purchase our orders and using Binance to purchase our orders? Because when I decide to use Binance to purchase my order, I will instruct a purchase at a certain price. So I will only be able to get the coin in the market if the coin touches that particular price. I don't know if that makes the sense. I want to be very authentic. I don't want, because people say, so for example, you see, these are buy orders, guys. These are buy orders. They're not that people are buying, but these are buy orders. Now, if someone enters the exact price, automatically the exchanger will buy. So after putting in a buy order, okay, you can also come here and put in the sell order. That what price do I want Binance to sell? I want Binance to sell my Bitcoin at $7,000. Or how much? 100%. And I press in the sell order. So what I bought, when the market will touch that price, the robot will buy. Am I making sense to someone? Sorry, Binance will buy. So it will only sell when at that particular price sell order. Or sometimes, if I don't use the limit order strategy, I can put, it means that I want what I had created. Does that give me in the chat if you have understood? If you have not understood, then you need to if you have not understood, then you need to get back to, I don't want time, my time is limited. I don't want to video so that it makes a difference. Trading on Royalq, on an exchanger, someone is saying I'm not clear. Sure. I want to handle my topic for today. That is not my topic, but I want to handle. Am I clear? Can I be heard? Let me know. Someone is saying I'm not clear. Someone is saying my network is very bad. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. All right. Okay. Is my network good here? Is my network good here? Give me one in the chat if it is better. I can repeat. Give me one in the chat if it is better. Here. Okay. All right. So now let me share my screen. So this is my Binance. Wait. I came here for better network, not for your noise. Shut up. Now, if this is my Binance and I want to trade on my Binance, I'll come on market. I choose a cryptocurrency of my own that I want to trade. Maybe I want to trade Ethereum. Then I pick Ethereum. When I tap on Ethereum, I'll basically choose that I want to buy. What you see down here in the order books, can we see order books down here? Can we see order books? Can we see order books down here? It's people who are pressing orders. These are orders of buy. These are orders of sell. So someone wants to sell when Ethereum touches that price, and someone wants to buy when Ethereum touches that price. Am I making sense? So that is what they are trying to show you. People are pressing in orders. Okay, is this order of 100, and so people are pressing in orders. These are buy orders, these are sell orders. So that's why we say that when for you are selling, there is someone who has bought at that price. I don't know if that makes sense. When someone is selling, even in Royalq using the robot, when you are selling, there is someone who has bought at that price. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, I want to buy. So what will I do? I'll tap on buy. So the question is, do you want to buy at market price? It means you want to buy at this price of the coin now. So when all you want to change, then you tap on this arrow. You say, I want to use the limit order. What is limit order? It's you putting in a certain price that when the market gets there, the exchanger should buy for you. So I say, I want to buy when Ethereum gets, let me say, to 16400. How much of your capital in USDT do you want to buy? Because the pair I've chosen is Ethereum stroke USDT. So it will move my USDT into my Ethereum. Then I say 50%. Then when I tap buy, they will pick USDT from my spot wallet and buy Ethereum. And they will wait for the market to touch this price. And the robot will buy. That could be the same as maybe the preset price in Royalq, a price that is lower than the current price, if I use that, for example. Now, it means that unless this coin drops at this price, it is when the exchanger will buy. But if it doesn't, the exchanger will not buy. The difference with Royalq, I can say when the market drops by 1%, even by 0.2%, even by 0.3, even by 0.5, let the robot invest. How much of my money? The first buying amount, which is 10, maybe times 2, maybe times 4, maybe times 1. That's what I mean by buying. So that is the difference between using the exchanger and using Royalq. 2, whenever the robot will be buying when the market goes down, it has power to pull my entry price closer to the current price if we use dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is me doubling. So I bought 2 times, then I buy 4, then I buy 8, then I buy 16. I keep on doubling my purchasing power so that I pull my average price closer to my current price. Now that is the difference between using a robot and using an exchanger to buy. Then I want to go to the sell. Give me one if you have understood. Give me one if you have understood. Give me one if you have understood. Now someone is saying, what is the advantage of using Royalq than Binance in buying? Now, what is the problem? I'm teaching the same thing and you're asking the same question. It's not easy when you are teaching the same thing and someone's asking the same question. Don't focus on your question, focus on listening to understand. You are answering the same thing and someone's asking the same question. You get confused. Now let's go to the sell icon. Let's go to the sell icon. Now, if I want to sell, I say I want to sell Ethereum. Let me say at 16,800. It means that how much? Let me say 50%. It means that the exchanger will not sell unless Ethereum touches this price. But basically, this is what happens when Ethereum touches this price and still this coin goes to $1,700. I will miss out on all this profit. But in Royalq, I can increase my whole position, take profit callback. If it was 0.01 and I make it 0.3. So when the market rises, let me set 3% and comes down by 0.1, it will not sell. So I can make 10% than me making little profit. So we can be able to maximize better. The reason why we use an exchanger or a robot is to maximize. The reason why we use a robot is to maximize our profit and take advantage of every volatility that happens in the market. I hope that is very clear. I may not continue to that. Now let's go. I request you for 15 minutes. If you say okay, then I'll be able to continue. 15 minutes? Am I allowed to continue for only 15 minutes? I want to go to indicators in Royalq. 15 minutes? Can I go on? How to hold a coin in Royalq? Here. 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. Beautiful. So let me go with 15 minutes only. And at exactly 11:20. Only 15 minutes. I don't want to exceed 15 minutes. Someone is still continuing. How do you hold a code in Royalq? Yes, you can increase your take profit. Thank you so much. You can buy a coin and put a big take profit and a big callback. So it will not sell. All what you do, you can pause a coin. What you do, you can pause. It will never sell and it will never buy. So sorry, yes, I believe it will never sell. I don't know whether the buys can continue, but it will never sell. I think it will also never buy. It will never sell and it will never buy. You can pause a coin. Buy a coin, pause it. Buy a coin, pause it. Tap on the pause icon, then keep it there. Okay. All right. Okay. So allow me now roll over with my 15 minutes. I will not be able to handle any more questions. So this is our Royalq application. And I want to go to my topic for today. And my topic for today is simple. My topic for today is simple. These are the trades. Nzija. Mwambale ngato zammwe. Munywe chai nzija. Okay, sorry for that. So whether features or spot, when you open a trade, Royalq will give you what we call indicators. This is 3 minutes. No, let me go to 4 hours for a better picture. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. Now, on the top of the coins, we have what we call, this was the highest point. This was the lowest point. This is the 24-hour volume, the amount of money that has been invested in the trade. Okay. And here we have the bots. You can choose which bot. You can create a bot and choose which bot you want to go with. But that is not why I'm here. So you pick the trades. Okay. And down here, you have the time frame that you want to look at the trade. You can look at the trade in 15 minutes, in 1 hour, in 4 hours, in 1 day, in 1 week, even in more, depending on your interest. Okay. Now, 15 minutes is a lower time frame. 1 hour is a bigger time frame. 4 hours is a bigger time frame. 1 day. Now, why has Royalq speculated? These are the most times where most traders get into the trades. So you want to get into the trade. You want to get into the trade when most traders are in the trade. Okay. Now, down here, we have the prices of the coin. We have the prices of the what? Of the coin. And as you move, it will continue to give you the current volume. When you go down, it will always reduce the volume depending on what happened in that particular area. And as you go down, it keeps on reducing dependently. Now, down here, we have indicators, and that's my main topic for today. And we have the moving average, which is MA. We have the Bollinger Bands. We have the volume. We have the MACD, the KDGA, and the RSI. For today's learning purposes, I usually believe that someone should have at least 3 indicators that could help. 3 indicators they could see. We have the Bollinger Bands, the volume, and the RSI. Or we can have the moving averages, the volume, and the RSI. Or we can have the MACD and the moving. If we remove this, it is very hard for you to have the MACD and the Bollinger Bands. Or the MACD, you can have these 3. The MACD, the volume, and the Bollinger Bands. 3 indicators are important. Once these 3 speak the same language, you are good to enter any trade you want. What do I mean by the same language? All of them saying this coin is on an uptrend. For example, let's go to Spot Wallet, not features. And let us pick a coin called Litecoin as a leading example. And let us go to the 4-hour time frame, the better picture, and we shall put the MACD. According to what I'm going to explain, these different indicators, let's put the MACD and the moving averages. All of us can see that there is a crossover that happened here, a crossover that happened here, and a green bar that happened there. And since then, this coin has been moving up for all these hours. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can see that, because I'm about now to start explaining. So what is happening? The 3 are speaking the same language. They're all saying uptrend. Now here it comes out very well. Candles are closing above this. The bars are big enough and the crossover is here. Same language, ta, ta, ta. They're all speaking an uptrend. Now when I explain these indicators in details, give me a 2 in the chat if you are following. Give me a 2 in the chat, a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are following. Give me a 2 in the chat. I want to explain these indicators, and after this, I'll call it a day and advise you to go to our YouTube channel, watch this training again until it makes sense to you. Okay, so since I have few minutes, allow me rock and roll. I only have 10 minutes to come to the end of my call today. But the challenge is that I have a sign up. I have a sign up. Someone wants to buy the robot. Ladies and gentlemen, first waiting. I'm not ready to wash and wear. Okay, just wait. Okay, answered. So now let me now go to Royalq. Okay, now this is lit and it's really still doing well. And I believe, let me see the one there. It still has power to continue doing well, ladies and gentlemen. But let's see. Okay. So I will start with, I'll remove all indicators and start with the first one. For you to put the indicator, just tap on the name of the indicator on the graph of the coin. So the first indicator we are talking about is called the moving average. What are moving averages? I'll just keep a simple definition. Moving averages are trade indicators that look at the past and the present data of the coin. And these moving averages come in numbers. Specifically, Royalq is using a moving average of 7, looking at 7 days performing area. It's using the moving average of 25, that's looking at 25 candlesticks. It's also using the moving average of 99, that's looking at around 9 candlestick chart patterns. So the moving average is a very important indicator into the trading tools that if a small moving average of 7 crosses a big moving average of 25, it is called a golden cross. Let me find one sweet one. So that, okay, look here, guys. Look here, be very attentive. Do you see this, guys? A 7 moving average, which is orange, crossed over a 25 moving average, this one, and this is called a golden cross. And that's why you see the market surged. Then, when a small moving average, like here 7, you see there 7, it came and crossed, because we are in 15 minutes, it came and crossed a big moving average of 25 there. This is called a death cross. So this is a golden cross, and this is a death cross. But what? Holiday? Okay. Are we okay? Give me a 2 in the chat. If you're okay, guys, I'm sorry for my feedback. Or I'm dealing with Royalq. I'm not dealing with TradingView here. I'm dealing with Royalq. I'm specific. Okay, I'm dealing with Royalq. TradingView attend the morning session. Not now, not here. But these can be applied in TradingView. Now, when the 3 meet, like here, in most cases, the market goes in the opposite direction. When the 3 meet, like here, you see when they met and the market was moving up, coming down, the market continued going down. Okay. So let me pick a bigger time frame, a better picture. You see, when the 3 meet, in most cases, the market takes the opposite direction. The market takes the opposite direction. When they meet, 3 of them, the market takes. So let us use the 4 hours so that you can see what happened here. You see, guys, when the 3, all of them met here. When the 3, all of them met here. You see, the market changed the direction. Sweet uptrend. It still happens when they meet and the market was on an uptrend. Let me find a sweet one. When they rarely meet, but when they meet, the market, okay, I hope you see it here. When these 3 met, the market continued going down exponentially. You see, when these 3 met around here, the market continued going up. So that is what has happened even here. Now, 2, when candles are forming above a moving average like here, they come, they close above this, above, then just know this market is on an uptrend. When they start closing below, then know this market is on a downtrend. I can even show it here in one day to get a clear perspective. You see, this has been a golden cross. Can we see this? A small moving average crossed a big moving average. Can we see that? Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see that. So this has been a golden cross. and 2, the candles are forming above this, which means this is acting as a support. This moving average is acting as support. So because there was a golden cross. Still here, why the market went down, there was a death close. A small moving average crossed a big moving average of 25, and the market continued going down. Give me a 3 in the chart if you have understood that. You need to be very, very attentive. If you are not, you are missing out. And we have very little time to maintain. Give me a 3 in the chart if you have understood that. If you don't pay attention, they call it when you sneeze, when you doze, you lose. Okay, let's go to, okay, 2. If, let me go through 4 hours. If candles are forming above a big moving average, it could be a 200 moving average in the trading view, but here it's a 99 moving average. Looking at 99 candlestick chart patterns of one day. That's the main deal, nothing more. Okay. So you see candles are forming, candles from here. You see where they met? Candles started forming above. So this coin has entered an uptrend. But before, candles were forming below. Can we see that? Candles were forming below. Can we see that? Candles were forming below, but now it has changed. Candles are forming above. It means there is increased volume. There is increased volume, ladies and gentlemen, in the Litecoin. And that's why we are all enjoying an uptrend. We are done with the moving averages. I want to go to a second important trading tool. Give me a 4 in the chart if you have been able to understand something from a fast moving average. Give me a 4 in the chart if you have been able to understand a fast indicator, the moving average, the moving average, the moving average. What happens if you are able to okay, now let's go to a second indicator for the day. It's one of the best in the market. That was the moving averages. I'll do the MACD and I'll call it a perfect day. The MACD is a very good indicator when it comes to looking at trades in your Royalq because Brian. Okay, so the MACD is called the moving average convergence divergence indicator. And as a moving average convergence divergence indicator, ladies and gentlemen, it has 2 lines. It has a line that separates. Let me see if I can do it here. It has a line that separates the downside that has the red histograms and the upside that has the green histograms. So it has 2 lines also. One is what we call the signal line, and another one is what we call the strength line. So it has what you call the signal line. There are 2, and it has what you call the strength line. Okay. Now let's talk about the 2 so that we can understand them. For example, like here, let me use the red mark. Like here, when the orange line crosses over there, it crosses in the green histogram area, it is a confirmed strong buy signal. It is a confirmed strong buy. This crossover is in the green area. It is a confirmed strong. Okay, let's go down here. This crossover, this crossover is in a red area. It is not a strong buy signal. Let's cross over. This crossover is in the red area, the red histogram area. It is not a strong buy. That's why the market did not do well. But once the crossover, you see, this crossover has happened in the green histogram area. That's why there is this strong move in the market. Now, those who will be trading features, you need strong sell areas to make money. Now, you wanted to give, is it a short, if I'm not mistaken? You want to give a short on Matic. This was a valid short. Why? Because you see, the market, the red the signal line here crossed over this one, and immediately in the red histogram area, and that's why the market continued going down. Why? Because it was in the red. It is a strong sell. It is a strong sell signal. So this was a buy, but this is a weak signal. But this is a strong sell signal. Let me show you another strong sell. This is a sell, but this is not a strong sell signal. This is a buy, but this is not a strong buy signal. This is a sell, but this is not a strong sell, but this is a strong sell signal. You can see the market dipped. This is 15 minutes. Let me go to 4 hours to create a clear understanding. Okay. This is Matic. This could be a buy, but this is not a strong buy. This could be a sell, but this is not a strong sell. But once it happens in the red histogram area, my friend, like it or not, after the crossover, this will be a very hard market to deal with. Okay, understand that this is, futures. So it will be a strong sell. So this will be a buy, but not a strong buy here. So if you can be able to identify those, you see this one happened in the red histograms, and you see how the market performed. A3 in the chart, I'm past my time. A3 in the chart, if you have understood the MACD, A3 in the chart, if you have understood the MACD. Okay, now, two indicators speaking the same language. So when we start handling features, some people will be able to enjoy, because you can look at a coin and say this one, like it or not, although things are moving this way. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, look at this here in the 4-hour time frame. What has happened, Julius? One thing, the wick, this is a what you call a golden cross, but you see, it's not going to go up again. Not so much, because the crossover was in the red area. It will go up, but not so much. But it was not a strong buy area. Let's look at Solana. We are in futures. Okay. Now things, once the crossover happens down here, then we expect Solana to come down. Now you see here, this is acting as support, and this line is acting as resistance. So it touches and comes down. But you need also to look at this at the same time. From there, I think we could apply the RSI of Royalq. If you want, you can always change. Maybe you'll move the volume this, and because you can't have RSI and MACD at the same time, but you can have volume and RSI, or you can have volume and MACD. Okay. So let me use RSI as I come to the end. RSI in Royalq deals with figures. It deals with figures, and it shows you it is a 50. It means that the market, if we could draw lines, the market is here, facing down. But when you go to spot and you pick Litecoin, and you put in the RSI, you see it is at 93. So if you're a trader and you want to pick RSI, it is in the overbought area. So imagine you have 3 lines. This one is at 0, this is at 50, and this is at, let me say, 90. And so the market moves all the way from here and touches the 90. So you who is getting excited that Litecoin is still going to kill it, look, it's about to touch 100% over being bought. So no trader would love to enter a coin that has been bought, because immediately the coin is going to start going down. So although the MACD was saying a strong buy signal, you need to wait for a retracement to happen because it has been overbought. Most of us want to buy when a coin has been oversold. For example, I'll use Acro. I don't know why Acro is misbehaving. For example, now look, this one is at 39. It means it's below 50. And like it or not, from here, it will now start planning to go up. So you don't want to buy a coin that has been oversold. But you also want to make sure you're buying a coin where the 3 are speaking the same language. Like you see here, if you put in the MACD, the crossover, it means this coin will still go down, but it may not dip so much because of that crossover there. Okay, guys, I cannot exceed here because it's not my practice to overteach. But you can go and look at the behavior of these 3 indicators so far. The moving averages, the volume, I will talk about it next time, but the moving averages and the moving averages, the MACD and the RSI. The moving average, the MACD and the RSI. The volume, just for the sample space, Royalq will always show you the volume that is being indicated by the trades. You see, like here, the volume yesterday was high, the crossover was here, and the candles had formed a golden cross. That's why the market went high. 3 indicators speaking the same language. When I put in the RSI, I hope all of us can see the bars of the volume were high. Long bars, they show very high volume in the market. Okay, very high volume in the market. I hope you can see, and the crossover was here, and the RSI was here. Hope you can see that very, very clearly. So there was a golden cross. Candles were forming above the 7 moving averages, and that's why the market went up yesterday. When you check with Acro, one of the coin that is causing tears to so many people, ladies and gentlemen, for a stone fact, look at this in the 4-hour. Things are not doing well. Why? Because almost we can see the coin forming what we can call a death cross, because the 3 have been able to meet down here. So Acro seems to be still having another journey in the downside. And when you put in the MACD here, we can see that the crossover has again happened here, ladies and gentlemen, in the sell area, which means Acro is still going down. I don't want to give false hope, but also I think you can see what is happening with your coin. Candles are forming even below this, which means that candles are being resisted. Even if we look at the 15 minutes time frame, I hope all of us can see what is happening. So in the morning, there was some good vibe, but things just turned around. There was some good vibe, but things just turned around. I don't know what's happening with the coin, but I'll be able to find out. But I believe if there is increase in volume, we expect that the market might be able to bounce back in the upside. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. I will not be able to continue from here. You can watch this video again. And be able to make your personal understanding, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. I see someone raising up their hand, but I'm already late, but I could allow 1 minute because this is not my practice. Yes, wise man, please. Wise man, please. Okay.
Yeah, good morning.
Beautiful. The person seems not to be around. Yes, sir?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry. It's all right. You can close it. It's fine. Sorry.
If you have a question or you are forgiving, you are giving up.
No, it's all right. I didn't have a question, sir. Yes.
All right. Okay, guys, have a nice day. Thank you so much. I believe that we shall be able to repeat again until we make sure that everybody could be able to understand. Allow me leave you for now, and have a nice, fantastic, blessed day. We meet on the next calls of the day. Today is a Friday. We meet in the evening in understanding, I think, the compensation plan of Royalq. God bless you, and thank you for joining. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for sparing your time, and we hope you go and practice and use the knowledge, because not takers that are action takers are money makers. And if you don't take action, you don't make money. God bless you, and bye-bye-bye.